What's happening, crypto fam? Happy Monday. Oh yes, start of a new week. I hope you're good. I hope you're happy. Good morning and welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott, and whether you're watching on IGTV, Facebook, YouTube or Cinnamon, yes, this will be going at Cinnamon on some point today. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time out to consume the content, and it means a lot. Today I want to talk about the history and evolution of money. So the history and evolution of money. Let me just find a little something down here. So I've got it out. Money in and of itself is nothing. I'll say the first line again. Money in and of itself is nothing. It can be a shell, a metal coin, a piece of paper with a historic image on it, but the value that people place on it has nothing to do with the physical value of the money. Money derives its value by being a medium of exchange, a unit of measurement, and a storehouse for wealth. Money allows people to trade goods and services indirectly, understand the price of goods. Written in dollar and cents correspond with the amount in your wallet, blah blah blah, and it gives you a way to save for larger purchases in the future. Money is valuable merely because everyone knows everyone else will accept it as a form of payment. So let's take a look at where it has been and how it evolved and how it's used today. So a world without money. Money in some form has been part of human history for at least 3,000 years. Before that time, it is assumed a system of bartering was used. Bartering is a direct trade of goods and services. I'll give you a stone axe if you want me to kill a mammoth, bro. Yes. But such arrangements take time. You have to find someone who thinks an axe is fair trade for having to face off the 12-foot hooks of the beast. It doesn't take kindly to being hunted. If that didn't work, you would have to alter the deal until someone agreed to the terms. One of the great achievements of money was increasing the speed at which business, whether mammoth slaying or monument building, could be done. And we all know what that's called, don't we? Liquidity. Liquidity of value it was. It's why they made money slowly. A type of prehistoric currency involving easily traded goods like animal skins, salt and weapons developed over the centuries. These traded goods served as a medium exchange, even though the unit values were still negotiable, and the system of barter and trade spread across the world. It still survives today on some parts of the globe. So they still trade like that on some parts of the globe, just like your services for my services, and no money's even involved. Your product for my product, swap shop on the loop back in the day. So Asian cutlery, sometime around 11 BC, the Chinese moved from using actual tools and weapons as a medium of exchange to using miniature replicas of the same tools cast in bronze. Nobody wants to reach into their pocket and impale their hand on a sharp paddle, so over time a tiny dagger, spades and hoes were abandoned for the less prickly shape of a circle. Some of the first coins, they became some of the first coins. Incredible. Although China was the first country to use recognizable coins, the first minted coins were created not too far away in Lydia, now Western Turkey. So, excuse me, coins and currency in 600 BC, Lydia's king Aliates Summit, he minted the first official currency. The coins are made from electrum, a mixture of silver and gold that occurs naturally, and stamped with pictures that act in as denominations. In the streets of Sardis, circa 600 BC, a clay jar might cost you 2 hours, and a snake. Lydia's currency out the country increased both its internal and external trade, making it one of the richest empires in Asia. It is interesting that when someone says as rich as a Croesus, I've never heard that, but whatever. They're referring to the last Lydian king who minted the first gold coin. Unfortunately, minting the first coins and developed a strong trading economy couldn't protect Lydia from the swords of the Persian army. Interesting. It's not just a piece of paper, bro. Yes, it is. Just when it looked like Lydia was taking the lead in currency developments around 700 BC, the Chinese moved from coins to paper money, and by the time Marco Polo visited in 1271 AD, the emperor had a good handle on both money supply and various denominations. In a place of where the American bills say "In God We Trust," the Chinese inscription warned all counterfeiters will be decapitated. Europeans were still using coins all the way up to the 16th century, helped along by acquisitions of precious metals from colonists to keep minting more and more cash. Eventually the banks started to use banknotes for depositors and borrowers to carry around instead of coins. These notes could be taken into the bank at any time in exchange for their face value in silver or gold coins. This paper money could be used to buy goods and operated much like currency today, but it was issued by banks and private institutions, not the government, which is now responsible for issuing currency in most countries. In most countries. The government don't issue the currency in all countries, so don't start falling for that shite. The first paper currency issued by the European governments was actually issued by colonial governments in North America, because the shipments between Europe and the colonies took so long. The colonies often ran out of cash as operations expanded. Instead of going back to the barter system, the colonial governments used IOUs that traded as a currency. In the first instance, it was Canada, then a French colony in 1685. Soldiers were issued playing cards denominated as signed by the governor to use as cash instead of coins of France. Interesting. We've got a couple more paragraphs. Money travels. The shift to paper money in Europe increased the amount of international trade that could occur. Banks and the ruling classes started buying currencies from other nations that created the first currency market. The stability of a particular monarchy or government affected the value of the country's currency and the ability for that country to trade on an increasingly international market. The competition between the countries often led to currency wars, where competing currencies would try to affect the value of the competitor's currency by driving it up and making the enemy's goods too expensive, by driving it down and reducing the enemy's buying power and ability to pay for the war, or by eliminating the currency altogether. Bastards. The 21st century gave rise to two disruptive forms of currency: mobile payments and virtual currency. Mobile payments are money rendered for the product or service through a portable electronic device such as a cell phone, smartphone or tablet. Mobile payment technology can be used to send money to friends or family members. Increasingly, services like Apple Pay and Samsung Pay are vying for retailers to accept their platforms for point-of-sale payments. Virtual currency, Bitcoin. Obviously, it's all about Bitcoin, isn't it? That Bitcoin thing. Invented in 2009 by some knobhead called Satoshi Nakamoto, it became the gold standard, so to speak, for virtual currencies. Virtual currencies have no physical coinage. The appeal of virtual currency is it offers the promise of lower transaction fees than traditional online payment mechanisms and is operated by a decentralized authority, unlike government-issued currencies. The bottom line is, despite many advances, money still has a very real and permanent effect on how we do business today. Now, they could have gone into a lot more about how it was pegged to gold, and then how it went from being pegged to gold to being pegged to dollar, and how it's changed over the years. Let me see if I've got a few coins in there by the sounds of it. Got a few coins in there by the sounds of it. There's a pound. So there's a pound that I can't spend with fuck all anymore. Do you know why? Because it's an old one. It's an old one. You see, there's a new one. They're different. That's round. That's not. It's got tapered edges. It's probably an octagon or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't be arsed counting. It's probably an octagon. A dodecahedron. You know, all them shit. But yeah, it's not round. So that's the pound I can spend. Can spend that pound. Can't spend that pound. Do you know how much that's worth? It's a pound So it's worth £1 in the UK. But do you know how much it's worth where you are? Do you know how many dollars are in a pound? Do you know how many euros are in a pound? Do you know how many yen is in a pound? Do you know what it's worth? Well, it's worth about as much as that very soon. And do you know what that's worth? That's worth about as much as that fucking shilling there, mate. Yeah, you heard that right. Fucking shilling, mate. Shilling. A fucking shilling. 1963. Where the fuck are them now? Money changes. Money evolves. And the next time someone tries to tell you that they're fucking not going to change a whole monetary fucking system to virtual currencies, just remind them that the granddad don't use shillings anymore, eh? Eh? The evolution of money is amazing, and we're at the forefront of the next step, the digitization, the tokenization, call it what you want. It's the first step of the actual digital revolution, baby. Now let's go and smash Monday's face in. Ha while we wait for Moon. Oh yeah. Seriously, guys, let's get into this week fucking running. Absolutely fucking running. We know it's just a matter of time until that money fully changes again and every single person on the planet is using a virtual currency, as they like to put it. Don't delay. Go get some today. Don't wait too long. Live long and hodl it, accumulate and wait, all that bullshit. You know the score. We love crypto. We love XRP. And we love you. We fucking love Cinnamon as well. Go and check that shit out. Watch this video on Cinnamon, become a contributor, and change the way we pay for content forever. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours, guys. Enjoy your week. Peace out.